In this video, I'm going to give you the ultimate guide to Solana Crypto Airdrops, or how to turn $100 into $17,000, because this is what happened to people that staked even one SOL for over a year with Jito and got a Jito airdrop. In this video, I'm going to show you 14 different projects and 3 different strategies that you can use to potentially qualify for the next wave of airdrops. We'll be going to talk about wallets, NFTs, trading, but also staking, liquid staking, borrowing, lending. All this in this video, so let's get going with the first project and the first strategy. So as you can imagine already, Solana is currently the leading chain when it comes to adoption, and 2024 will definitely be the year of Solana airdrops. As I've mentioned, Jito basically allowed you to get up to $17,000 when it comes to staking and getting the reward in terms of the crypto airdrop just this year. And the first airdrop that people are speculating going to be of the same size or similar is of course Phantom wallet. Phantom is the most popular crypto wallet on Solana. You probably, if you're on Solana already, you probably already use it. And in order to qualify to Phantom airdrop, you just have to download it and start using it normally how you would use it in a standard terms. So this is the first airdrop that I wanted to mention. Of course, nothing is confirmed here, but this is probable to be happening. The second airdrop is something that you can do for free if you have absolutely no money, and this is Drip House. So Drip is basically a free-to-use protocol that rewards you with free NFTs, and it's super easy to use, and basically they have different gamification on the platform that you can use as well. Also, there might be a Drip airdrop, Drip token airdrop at some point. So this is what we're looking for. So not only free NFTs that are on Solana mainnet that you can basically have luck and get really legendary ones that you will be able to sell, but and that's already happening for free just by connecting wallet and then doing some actions on the platform. But you can also probably qualify for a Drip airdrop at some point in the future. So that's the airdrop number 2, and those are the easiest to start with, and you basically don't need any capital to start with those ones. One of my favorites when it comes to trading is Unibot on Solana. So Unibot is the biggest Telegram bot on Ethereum, and now they have created the fastest growing Telegram bot on Solana as well. So the team keeps on delivering, and they have announced a UNISOL airdrop on Solana. So if you keep on using basically the Unibot on Solana, you're going to get at some point UNISOL tokens that will be getting fees from others that are trading on the platform. On top of that, Unibot on Solana is really easy to use. I'm using it myself to trade. When it comes to sniping meme coins or trying to trade, really useful. So I have the full tutorial on my channel. If you haven't seen that, definitely follow the link down below, and the link, I have a referral link that gives you lower fees as well, and potentially some other bonuses. So win-win scenario in this case. Unibot on Solana, as I've mentioned, if you're trading meme coins, this is the place to go, and this is the very easy to use interface that you can use for buying, selling, copy trading as well, because if you know someone you want to copy trade, follow their wallet, you can do that as well on the platform. Now the airdrop number 4 is another trading protocol. This is Drift protocol. Drift protocol is the largest decentralized exchange with on-chain perps on Solana. So not only you can trade on-chain perps, so long and short different coins with up to 10x leverage, but you can also stake SOL to get points. Basically, those points will be transformed into an airdrop within the next 3 months or so. That's pretty much official at this point. You have my referral link if you want to use it. The platform is, as you can see, pretty standard when it comes to different decentralized exchanges or centralized exchanges. You have a list of different perps that you can use. You have even smaller ones, like you can basically trade with up to 4x leverage. And you have also bigger tokens, of course, like ETH and BTC with up to 20x, but most of them are 10x or 4x. depending on the volatility of particular tokens. You have points as well. So as you can see, pretty easy to go around. If you want to buy, you can also buy on spot, not only perpetual. So that's also cool as well. And I will have to mention that Drift Protocol is also powering SuperStake SOL. So SuperStake SOL allows you to stake SOL on leverage and get additional rewards. And this is important because both mSOL and bSOL are the tokens that will airdrop probably the governance tokens. This is just like Jito, and they will airdrop the governance tokens sometime at some point in the future. So this is how SuperStake SOL looks like. Of course, I should mention all the links that are down below in the description if you want to go after them. This is SuperStake for basically maximizing your bSOL or mSOL. Liquid staking works in a very simple way because basically you can stake SOL on natively on the platform for a proof of stake and basically provide liquidity this way and get some percentage on your staking. However, you have those liquid staking protocols that allow you to get liquid tokens that you can use on different DeFi. And SuperStake SOL is one of those DeFi applications where you can put in your mSOL or put in your bSOL or Jito SOL and get additional rewards on top of that. For example, in this case, getting leverage. So the way it works is that they keep on borrowing and doing this cycle of you put in bSOL, you borrow SOL, you stake bSOL and then put it into the platform and then borrow SOL again. And they do cycles like that, allowing you to have this leverage and maximizing the reward. Of course, there are different risks involved because basically, if you do it this way, if there is some kind of price difference, and for example, bSOL is going to fall down in price compared to SOL, then there are different problems involved. But usually, those are mostly pretty safe. I wouldn't say 100% safe, but they're pretty safe strategies to optimize. So this is one thing. And airdrops number 5 and 6 are exactly as I've mentioned, mSOL and bSOL. So this is liquid staking that gives you additional rewards, and both will potentially airdrop a governance token. So this is pretty cool. In order to qualify for both of them, the only thing you have to do is hold some mSOL and bSOL. So this is pretty simple. As I've mentioned, this is Marinate. You can optimize your SOL staking, one click. For stake, for bSOL, basically the same thing goes. You can stake here, but also you can stake on just buy the tokens directly on Jupiter. I'm going to mention Jupiter as well because there was an airdrop of Jupiter, but there will be another one coming. But anyway, if we go here, holding mSOL and bSOL should be already enough to qualify you for a governance tokens, and we don't know exactly the rules. So when it was Jito, for Jito it was pretty simple because they didn't really have this quantity equals how much you get of the airdrop. Basically, one SOL staked in Jito was enough to qualify you for a lot of prizes if you staked for long enough time. So the time mattered here, but we don't know how it will be with mSOL, bSOL. Maybe there will be different parameters to give you the highest airdrop, but definitely holding some mSOL and bSOL in your wallet is really useful, and doing with it something, for example, using it with SuperStake is also useful as well. But I'm going to show you two other things that you can do because with liquid staking goes this potential way of using them like Lego blocks, and you can borrow and lend against on different platforms. So for example, you can buy mSOL on Jupiter and then stake, supply it on one of the lending protocols, borrow bSOL, supply this bSOL on another lending protocol, and then borrow mSOL. And this way, you're making a kind of leverage play. You're having both mSOL and bSOL. You're also using the two platforms along the way for borrowing lending that will also provide you a potential crypto airdrop. So there's a win-win-win-win scenario that's really cool to look at. And I'm going to mention two platforms. The next two airdrops are exactly related to this kind of strategy where you borrow and lend, and those platforms are Kamino and MarginFi. So airdrop number 7 is Kamino, lending protocol that goes well with liquid staking. You can basically borrow and lend bSOL, mSOL to maximize your chances, and they plan to have a Kamino token that they airdrop to active users in 2024. So this is how the platform looks like. This is Kamino, and for example here, I have supplied SOL and borrowed Jito SOL, bSOL, mSOL. But basically what I've mentioned is that you can, if you have already mSOL, you can supply mSOL and then borrow, for example, bSOL. And this way you have both. And for example, then you can go to another platform, the MarginFi, that I've mentioned, pretty similar in how it looks like. And you can also lend and borrow here. And for example, on this platform, I have very similar structure with supplying SOL and then borrowing mSOL and bSOL and Jito SOL. So I have all three liquid staking, the top three liquid staking protocols here on the platform. So as you can see, this is pretty easy to do. I really recommend doing something like that because both MarginFi and Kamino will have at some point some kind of airdrop, so it's worth qualifying for them. So this airdrop number 8, MarginFi lending protocol, and then we're going into trading airdrops. So to qualify for most of these airdrops, you simply have to trade on these platforms. Usually you should do it regularly from time to time. Sometimes you need to provide liquidity too, because rarely one-time usage would suffice. It's not like you just trade one thing, you probably have to trade a couple of times. And the thing that I wanted to mention is of course Jupiter first. Jupiter is the most popular Solana aggregator. They have just done a massive Jupiter airdrop, but more airdrops are coming as well, and this is pretty cool because probably the more you trade, the more airdrop you have a chance at. Super simple user interface. Of course, if you own Solana, you probably already used Jupiter to a certain extent. Maybe you got the first round of the airdrop, but more rounds are definitely coming. So you can buy here different things from top coins to small meme coins, and they have also a bunch of couple interesting options like perpetuals, bridging, DCA, limit orders, so you can basically make your trading experience much better. Worth mentioning here is that Jupiter team has also Meteora AG. So Meteora is one of the top decentralized exchanges. It's owned by Jupiter team. There's no token, and people speculating that there might be a token at some point because Jupiter team airdrop already, I think, 3 tokens. You have Jupiter When, and I think one other token as well. So there's a speculation that Meteora will airdrop a token at some point as well. On Meteora, you have different pools, so you can provide liquidity. That's probably the easiest way to qualify for a potential airdrop, but you can also swap within those pools. So you can go to one of the pools and just try to do the swap, and that's going to give you a potential airdrop as well. Of course, doing that once probably won't suffice. You will have to do it multiple times in order to qualify for this airdrop. Of course, this is not confirmed in any way, pure speculation at this point, but I would bet this has a pretty huge chance of happening at some point. So this is airdrop number 10. Airdrop 11, ZETA markets. This is another one of decentralized exchanges with centralized exchange-like features, and in order to qualify for potential airdrops, you have to trade. Season 1 is done, but season 2 is ongoing. Trade crypto like never before. Again, pretty standard user interface. You get points by trading, and the more you trade and the higher volume you have, the more points you should get. This is pretty standard. Another such an airdrop is Phoenix Trade. So Phoenix is Solana limit order book decentralized exchange. And again, to be able to qualify, you have to trade, place orders, and get points, and after everything you should be able to get an airdrop as well. So for example, the higher volume you have usually tends to give you a higher airdrop. So this is it when it comes to trading airdrops. Everything that I wanted to mention when it comes to trading airdrops. Now we have the 2 final airdrops, and those are NFT airdrops. So completely different strategy. We have 2 top NFT marketplaces, MagicEden and Tensor HQ. So starting with MagicEden, you probably know it if you're already on Solana. This is the top NFT marketplace. They have introduced points that you can get by trading NFTs, and they probably do some kind of a token airdrop at some point or do some other prizes. On the other hand, with Tensor Trade, so Tensor is again the second or the first, depending on the current volume, NFT marketplace. They planning to do a Tensor airdrop. That's confirmed when it comes to because basically they are doing the Blur playbook. Blur is the leading NFT marketplace on Ethereum, and they managed to get to the #1 spot by providing very clear conditions on how you can get airdrop. So in this case, something similar is going to happen as well. So the more you trade, but also the more you bid on different collections, you don't have to even sometimes buy it. You just have to bid on various collections, and you will get points, and those points will give you some kind of an airdrop. So you can basically have those different ways to try to maximize your points by bidding, by trying to trade. Very, very interesting stuff, and definitely the airdrop here is confirmed, but this probably would involve more capital to begin with. Especially it also means you should really carefully observe everything you do, because if you start bidding on various collections and those bids are fulfilled, then you quickly start buying, and this is a way to lose a lot of capital in a quick time as well if those collections start to tank. But definitely interesting if you're more into NFTs, both MagicEden and Tensor confirmed. So those are all the 14 projects that I wanted to mention, and I'm looking for on Solana for potential airdrop. But I wanted to mention at the end that you basically should choose 3 to 4 projects, or maybe focus on one of the narratives, because it's really hard to go after everything. Though the narrative that I've mentioned here is probably liquid staking plus borrowing lending. So this is the case with bSOL, mSOL, and then SuperStake, and then you probably use Kamino and MarginFi. Maybe also Jupiter Meteora here to actually buy and sell mSOL, bSOL. So this way you get basically up to 6 different projects, and this is one narratives. MagicEden and Tensor, as I've mentioned, is totally different. This is trading NFTs, much harder to do, especially if you're not into NFTs, and this is definitely time consuming. On the other hand, if you have just starting, then Phantom plus Drip House is probably the easiest, because you just have to install Phantom. You still need the wallet on Solana, so installing Phantom is probably the easiest. Setting up the wallet and then just logging into Drip House from time to time, claiming droplets, subscribing to artists, maybe thanking those artists as well, should qualify you for the potential airdrop, and those two are free. Finally, we have this big category of trading coins on different decentralized exchanges and with bots. Here I have my favorite is definitely Unibot on Solana, and UNISOL coming along the way, because if you're trading meme coins, then Unibot on Solana is probably the best bot to be used here, very useful. And on the other hand, we have those different exchanges. #1 spot here is Drift Protocol, but you also have Jupiter, Meteora, ZETA markets, and Phoenix Trade. So if you're trading, you might use all of them to somehow have those delta neutral trades where you short on one, long on the other, and this way you can basically save capital. You still have to have some capital to begin with, but you can maximize the point by actually having those kind of delta neutral trades when you long on the one exchange, short on the other, and basically whatever it goes, you're just basically paying fees, but you can also try to look for the positions that are paying you well with funding rates on one exchange. And there are those different kind of strategies that you can maximize here across those different exchanges to still get qualification for those different airdrops. And on top of that, have delta neutral positions so you don't lose with the market. So this is basically it. As I've mentioned, airdrops can be time consuming. The easiest one is probably those which allows you to hold. So liquid staking. All the others really need active management, active trading, looking at the market. So you should evaluate your time constraints before jumping in. And on the other hand, some of them can be super cheap, like Unibot or Drift, some because low fees, but some of them really need to be managed daily. So pick carefully and If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I plan to do more more videos like that, following different ecosystems, different blockchains. There definitely 2024 will be the year of crypto airdrops, and there are many interesting stuff coming along the way. Thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, see you in the next video.